I've been shopping in Portugal and I've brought some survival kit. Let's have a look at what I've got. Hi guys, it's Ryan here with Sigma Survival, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about survival gear that I have brought while I've been in Portugal. So I've spent the last couple of months in Portugal. I'm getting on to the last couple of weeks of my trip here, and oh my god, like, some of the kit is amazing and it's really good value for money. So I can't help myself when I'm in a new place. Like, I couldn't bring all of my survival equipment with me, and kit isn't everything, don't get me wrong, but it does take you from one level to the next. Like, you know, instead of just merely surviving and being miserable, you can thrive if you've got a good knife, or if you've got a good combustion device, or a good shelter system, a good sleep system. All of these things are critical to survival, and some of the things here in Portugal are dirt cheap, so let me just get straight into it. First things first, a good knife. Now, is this the best knife in the world? No, it's not. It's a bit stiff to open, but the locking mechanism is good. The blade is pretty sharp. I could probably even shave hairs off with this, actually. This is good, and this isn't mine. I got this for my girlfriend because she doesn't have a knife. We're spending a lot more time in a rural area. You know, there's it's a remote area, and having a knife is just a critical survival tool. Now, do we carry this in public places? No, it's just for rural areas, and she keeps it on her person so that she's got a cutting tool. You know, you just never know. You always need a cutting tool first and foremost, guys, and this was a cheap enough one to buy. I think that I paid roughly €7 or €8 for this online, and that was a shambles in itself. Like, I'll probably talk about that in another video, but I ordered it from a company that's international across Europe, and it was awful customer service. But it come in the end, and it's a good knife for what it is. It's a cheap little workhorse that will get my girlfriend out of some bad situations if she ever needs it. So, speaking of cutting tools, I have brought the best cheap value but good quality machete, if that is even a thing, that money can buy. These things are made in Colombia, I believe. It's called the Katana, but spelled with a C. Machete. It might even be made in Portugal, I don't know, but I'm sure that I brought two of these basically. One of them is at the land where I do a lot of filming and a lot of survival sort of training. So it's the same as this, but just a little bit fatter. The other one isn't as sharp. This has been sharpened beforehand. The other one hasn't. One of them was €6. The other was €10, I believe. Amazing bit of kit. The handle is the same, the blade is the same, and everything. Just one is slightly bigger, one is sharp, one is not. This is a great bit of kit. Even the blunt one will still stick into stuff. So yeah, really happy with this bit of kit. Like, a good machete is worth its weight in gold, especially if you're in like thick vegetation sort of areas, which there's a lot of that here in Portugal, or if you're in sort of like rural areas. It's just a good bit of kit, and yeah, what more can I say than that? Like, aside from being good for day-to-day gardening and off-grid jobs, it's also good as a survival tool. So, you know, €6 to €10 for a knife and a machete, that's a good price, and these aren't bad quality materials in my mind for what they are. But let's talk about containers. Now, containers can be super expensive. Having something to boil water and cook food in over a campfire can be an absolute nightmare. Normally, you know, little mess tins are the go-to option for a lot of people, like a military sort of standard, or maybe like, I don't know what it's called, is it like an M95? I might be saying this wrong. Basically the little canteen that the US Army issues out, people love them as well. Well, I've got something better, and it's really good value for money. The aluminium cooking pot. Now, I have cooked a few things in this so far, so I am using it day to day as well, just on the hob. But I fully intend to be utilising this as my survival container, especially for longer range survival trips or camping trips. It's huge. Like, it's got to be, I can't remember how many litres it is now, but it's It's definitely at least 4 or 5 litres of water, and you can still cook in that. And it comes with a lid that's hearty as well, so I can put stuff inside this if I want to pack a survival kit out. I can put all the little bits inside, and you know, even some spare clothes and stuff, some rations, put the lid on, wrap it up in a backpack or wrap it up in a blanket or something, a sleeping bag, and I've got a kit within a kit. Okay, so a major problem here in Portugal is insects. They love to go bitey. So one of the things that I normally use is essential oils. I've also talked about eucalyptus, which is a common plant here, but it's really super easy and super cheap to just get some citronella candles. Candles are a survival fundamental thing that you should have. Like, you should have tea lights and candles in your kit. This is a controlled burn device. This can warm you up in a snowstorm. I've shown that in one of my videos in the past. I did actually try cooking with these. Video coming up on that soon to see how well that worked, so you'll get to see that soon. But essentially this is a survival resource, and to have it with citronella oil put in there as well, that in itself is just it's really useful. And you know, you can keep a fire going for longer by just lighting this up and keeping it going. Okay, iodine. I love this. I love how useful this is, first and foremost, but the price. This is really hard to get in the UK for some reason, but you can buy it over the counter here in the pharmacies. This bottle, 125 mils, cost me €2.15, I think. The little bottle that I've got that I put in my EDC now is about 50 mils, I think, and that cost me like £6 or something on eBay to get it in the UK. So this stuff is cheap here and you get a lot of it. This is like, the amount of water that I could purify with this amount of iodine alone is incredible. But the one thing that I find being outdoors a lot more is that I get scratched quite often. Just little scratches here and there, and just putting a bit of iodine on it is pretty good. You know, if I had a serious wound, I would probably, you know, really like pack a lot of this into like some water and then just irrigate that wound out. I can use it on skin rashes. I can use this to potentially protect against radioactive fallout as well. This is a survival resource that everybody should have. Finally, I'm going old school with this. I do remember how much this cost. This is a fully 100% wool blanket. It's made from local wool. It is itchy and a little bit uncomfortable, but it's warm, okay? The good thing about this is, in terms of survival kit, is that it will retain 80% of your body heat even when it's wet, okay? It doesn't tend to burn very easily, like sparks won't just get this going, it will just tend to smoulder. So with there being a wildfire risk here, I could wrap myself in this and kind of protect myself against open flames if I really had to. It's just a classic, it's a bushcraft classic to have a wool blanket. The military used to issue these years ago. I remember when I was in the cadets, staying on an RAF base, and they still give you wool blankets and cotton sheets as your bed set. Like, you basically sleep with a wool blanket, and it wasn't even as thick as this one. So that was how the military used to use wool blankets as well, and in the field. But this is a big one. I got a big one so that I could either, as a single person, cocoon myself in it, like a sleeping bag envelope type thing, or it can be used for me and my girlfriend together. This cost around about €50. Wool blankets are expensive, but they are worth their weight in gold. Absolutely 100%. And I was supporting the local economy when I got this. It's getting cold here now, so we definitely are using this every day. Anyway guys, that's it. That's what I've brought since I've been here, and there's a few other items that I have got. I went to the DIY shop and I spent less than €25 and I created a full apocalypse improvised tactical loadout. You know, it was just a fun little project to sort of see if I could create like comparable tactical equipment to what, like, let's say police or the military would carry, but more for apocalyptic purposes. Think about The Walking Dead, that kind of scenario. So I've created a bow from PVC pipe and the arrows. I've created all kinds of things. What a perfect way to support the local economy but also boost my capabilities as a survivalist by going out and just buying good quality items that are good in price but also have multiple uses and are very useful. Now, one thing that I will say is that there are things that I haven't brought but like have considered, so like shoes for example. So you can buy some cheap hiking boots here for like €12. Honestly, like I'm not kidding, €12. That's like less than £10 in the UK. You can buy good quality outdoors clothing. I believe that we got some fishing hooks as well, but I haven't got those with me. It's all very relatively well priced here. It's fairly priced and you get good value for money. So I'm very happy, like if you are on holiday in Portugal or if you live in here, consider getting some of these items and maybe some of the other items because it's so good in terms of price and the quality isn't bad. Like I feel like the economy here is a little bit behind what like the UK economy is or other Western countries, and I think that you can still get a fair price on things, whereas in the UK like a machete like that would probably cost me 25 quid, you know, at least double the cost, you know what I mean. The container for cooking, yet again, is going to cost way more. Iodine, you know, it's like triple the price and it's hard to get. A wool blanket is possibly the same sort of price in the UK, but you know, I know that it's been handmade here, so that's also a thing. Anyway, I won't talk too much about this stuff anymore. Like, I think that, you know, I've given you a good idea of what you can get here. Let me know in the comments what you think of what I got. Like, there's some pretty useful stuff, I think. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe. It really helps the channel to grow and it keeps me motivated to keep putting these videos out there. Thanks again, and until next time.